right alongside of your home. And I think that I have a feeling suburban women are going to be voting for Trump. We have the vaccines coming way ahead of schedule. If this were another administration, you wouldn't have vaccines for 3 years. If this were another administration, you wouldn't have Regeneron that nobody heard of 4 months ago. You wouldn't have these new super drugs. And you look at the mortality rate down 85%. 85. Yet it's incredible. And then you look at Europe as what's going on. You know, they always used to use Europe. Now they're not using it anymore. Yet as we've seen from surging cases in Europe, they're never-ending shutdowns. It just never stops. Europe shut it down tight, and now they have a surge. And it'll work out, but it should have never happened. Should have never happened from China. They closed up most of China, but they didn't close the world. They let it come to Europe, the U.S., the rest of the world. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination. He's handed control of his party over to the socialists. He's handed it over to some very, very bad people. They are filled, and I've seen it, they're filled with rage and desperate for power. This election day, the people of New Hampshire must stop the anti-American radicals by giving Joe Biden, and it's really not Joe Biden, it's the people that control him, the people that surround him, because Joe doesn't have a clue. Joe doesn't have a clue. I really believe he doesn't have a clue. And America wins. Very simple. Very simple. Besides that, how can he make a deal with China? Armenia. You know Armenia? We're working on that. You know, we're working. We did it with Kosovo and Serbia. Do you believe? I got 3 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? The Middle East, we're doing peace. I did it the opposite way of what these fools did for years. We just signed the 3rd Sudan yesterday. We signed. So we have Bahrain, UAE, United Arab Emirates, led by a great gentleman, a great leader, a great warrior, actually, Mohammed. And yesterday we got Sudan. I mean, no blood in the sand, no cost, no this, no that. The opposite way. And then we got one, Serbia. We had Serbia, because this relates to Armenia. We had Serbia, Kosovo. We're doing a trade deal. I said, wait a minute. These people, right? Serbia. These people have been killing themselves. They've been killing each other for years and years and decades. And we're dealing with both of them unrelated. He tested positive also. How about that? She was positive, and then she was better within a few days, you know. But thank you. I said, fellas, if you don't get your act together, we're not going to deal with you. What the hell do we have to deal for? We don't have to. You know, we're doing trade deals. I said, wait a minute. They've been fighting each other and killing each other for years. I told my people, tell them they got to work a deal. Otherwise, we're not going to do a deal with either of them. Of course, there's nothing. And you know what? They hugged and they kissed in the Oval Office, and they were so happy. And this is after many years. Nobody thought they could come together. Nobody thought they'd come together. That deal was worse than Israel, if you think about it, and the Palestinians. Israel and the Palestinians, they say, it'll come together. It'll come together. We stopped paying. We used to give the Palestinians $750 million a year. And I said, look, we're not going to pay you. If you're not going to make a deal, why would we pay? And other people said that was a terrible thing. It wasn't a terrible thing, because they'd say death to America, death to Israel, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And now they want to talk. They all want to talk. So we have 3 countries. We have many countries lined up. You'll end up with peace in the Middle East with nothing, but for nothing. And a neighbor of yours, John Kerry, said 2 years ago, it would be impossible to do the deal that way. No, that's the only way you can do the deal. And it's all coming together beautifully. How can a guy like that, seriously, did you see the letter? Oh, that laptop he's got, you know, the laptop. You know what it's called? I said it last